The book of Proverbs, verse 22. Do not say, I'll pay you back for this wrong. Wait for the Lord, and he will avenge you. So, hi everybody, this is Christian RPG Gamers. So, for today's video, it's about the video game. Now, I think it's actually very popular. It's called Vampire Survivors. So, I never played this before, but I found it. Now, I've gotten a decent chunk of the way in. I'll just play a little bit and I'll just talk about it. Okay. So we'll just start by just showing some of the... I'll just play for a little while and I'll just talk about it while I play. So, this is a character I ended up unlocking. Honestly, he's pretty powerful. So there's just different strategies and builds that you can do. So it starts you out with this character who fires this little lance. And so some of the premises of this game. Basically, you're just some guy, just some ordinary dude, and you're in this world honestly, I don't even know, some reason. And they're just hordes of enemies are coming at you, and basically you're just trying not to die. You're just trying to kill them. And you're trying to survive for a long time. And until maybe you can beat the ending, or you just die. That's basically the premise of the game. It's not anything over the top. So, in the game map, you start out with a basic character. So this one uses garlic. It's like a garlic shield. I guess, to protect yourself from the vampires or whatever. I don't know the exact lore of this game. I mean, honestly, it's not that big of a deal either way. But every time you get these little blue crystals or gems on the ground, and whenever you kill an enemy, there's a chance they're going to drop something. And usually, the stronger the enemy, the better your stuff they're going to drop. I'm probably not doing as great because I'm talking, but still. Okay, so then when you pick up these little blue crystal gem things, you slowly start to level up. And when you level up, you get one of three choices, or if you have the ability to have luck, which you can earn, then you can get a fourth choice. And when you level up, okay, so here you go, right? You get to pick a certain ability. And then usually based on your ability, it levels up your ability. So this one's garlic. So it does passive damage all the time. So if you keep leveling it up, you'll get extra damage. So there's the pros and the cons to that. And then there's also gold you can earn in the game. Like a gold coin right there, for example. They'll give you like one coin. There are treasure chests that usually drop a couple hundred. I think drop about 160 money, from what I can tell. They also give you a power-up, and then usually the more you invest in certain skills, the more of that skill you'll find in the game available. So they're going to keep trying to offer you options. And there are some Christian themes in this game too, obviously. I'm going to try to talk about some Christianity, right? Now, I don't know if there's a King's Bible. I don't know if that's supposed to be King James Bible. It has a little cross on it. Now, that might technically represent some kind of a magic power. Sometimes it's a fantasy world. It's really hard to keep track of what is or what isn't sometimes. Now, I'm gonna believe this. It's a fantasy world, so I can just decide whatever I really want at the end of the day. I'm gonna believe that it's probably more about the Christian faith. Well, it might not technically be, but then again, it's hard to keep track of. But so you just want to keep getting these certain skills up, and you want to build some kind of a strategy. So this character is good at using area of effects. So getting this little laurel, you get this little special plant. It gives you temporary invincibility until it runs out, which is good for area of effect. Like getting some armor is good. I got these little Bibles that fly around me and they repel the darkness. Kind of like a cleric almost. You get these garlic that kind of like repels, the darkness. And usually you want to pick a certain... Oh yeah, by the way, and I don't know if I said this already, but there is some kind of thunder outside, so you might hear some thunder. I'll probably be safe, and if not, then it is what it is, right? Yeah, I'm mostly protected. There's not much I can do about it. The hand of God dictates the environment and the weather. There's not much I can do one way or the other, so it is what it is. But you might hear some tapping and some rain every once in a while. I have no idea. Probably not that big of a deal, but yeah, the only drawback is that you are kind of, you're not very physically tough, and with this passive, you get some reduced HP, but you can also spend the gold to buy certain upgrades from the character menu. So when I die, I'll go back and I'll explain it. I don't want to put too much down at one time. You can buy some passives, so you can get some passive HP regeneration. You can get some passive stat increases and stuff. And it's a little bit subjective as to what the best choices sometimes really are. But usually, like these little Bibles, they push the enemies back. The garlic does the damage passively. Half the time you can just kind of stand there and... Oh, there are some enemies, I think these... I'm not actually entirely sure. They have that bat that's blue, like a blue shield. I think they have some kind of a laurel shield on them. So, I'm not really an expert per se at this game or anything. But I think either it has invincibility. Oh yeah, and then you're right, and then this area, this has some of these little roses that try to attack you. So I'm not 100% certain. I think it will go away after a period of time, from what I can tell. So the choice again, I know I might speak a little fast sometimes. Although to be honest, it seems like people accuse me of talking slow. So I feel like I talk really fast, but maybe not. Maybe I talk slow. The more you invest in a skill, the more options you'll get access to that skill. So, the more you take garlic, the more access. You'll have to take garlic. If I take these King's Bibles, I'll get more access to these Bibles. From what I can tell, that is. I've only played this today, but yep. Now the Rose's barrier shield's gone. And there are certain environments that can kind of affect you a little bit. And some enemies to just become very strong. Also the stronger the enemy, the more the reward you're gonna get. So they have a higher chance. Normally they drop a blue experience, which is worth a small amount. Then they start dropping, I think, green, basically a green colored experience, which is increased. I think, is that blue? That might be a green one. Then they start dropping red ones, which are worth much more. So it can be a little bit subjective. And then also there's a pretty big map. So sometimes what you want to do is you want to kind of fight enemies, but sometimes a big horde of enemies can come from the top, right? So you might be stuck kind of going down a different direction. So the game can kind of railroad you a little bit. And it might be wise eventually to kind of work your way back, because there might be some experience you can pick up. Eventually, it will just get harder and harder. You'll just start running into waves and waves and waves. So it might be weak enemies to start with, and then they might get a little bit tougher. So the game will eventually try to kill you, basically, but there are certain objective goals in the game also. Oh yeah, also you can just pause the game, which is also nice. So again, there's a weapon evolutions. I haven't figured that out yet exactly. Now, there are certain ways to do that. I have to turn the brightness up a little bit. Honestly, I don't think it's going to affect anyone who sees it though. It's a little bit harder to see now. So yeah, oh shoot. So they give you the ability to watch ads to revive. Now, I don't like that. I wish I could just pay a couple dollars just to permanently have that off. I don't know if there is a way to do that or not. But yeah, I'll just show you what happens. Also, you can watch a video to get more gold. I mean, it is an easy way to get money. I don't like that necessarily, but there's also not much I can do about it. So again, like, you get these unlocks, which will give you more access to stuff. Then you can spend your gold in buying power-ups. So they give you a small buff. You can stack them up a bit. I'm not sure what. You can just refund them. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, so you can just basically refund them as much as you want. Okay, that's pretty convenient. So, like, that one gives you an extra projectile. Some of this stuff can be subjective. I mean, it's up to you what you want to build. So it's like, again, like, you can make extra gold, extra experience points, and most of these, they're not so expensive. Like this one here is pretty nice. Like, for 10,000 you get a revive. You can do different area of effects, extra damage. Some of the stuff, I mean, it depends on what you want, right? I think it just slowly starts to cost more the more you invest. Like, HP regeneration is pretty nice. You really can't get some of the stuff here. What do I have? I don't know. This might not be the best choices, but it is what it is. Then you can unlock characters. They cost you the in-game gold. Sometimes they have a requirement. And like, there's different classes. So, like, this one's a cleric, a Poe. I'm not sure what a Poe exactly means. It might be some kind of a medieval term. This is your starting class. You basically get a whip. And then there are, like, magic, and there are some pretty morally gray stuff. Here, I'll show this one. There's also different stages you can go to, so it looks like you have to discover them. So I found a library. Yeah, I'll show the library. I mean, I'm not a master expert. Oh shit, I just walked into some. So they're kind of cool. Oh, it looks like it lets me start it with normally you only fire at the front, but apparently I get the back now too. I'm not exactly sure why some of these things are. And there's some special cool abilities, like this one, like Santa water. Like, I'm not sure if that means like Santa Claus, or there's some kind of it drops some kind of a holy power. Again, like, you can take some pretty interesting builds. For some reason, their upgrade is slightly higher. I don't remember exactly why that is. Maybe it's something I took, but maybe because this is the second area and it's a little bit harder. So there's different builds. If you play the game, you might have to experiment as to what you want or don't want. Like, I don't want to say there's a correct, quote-unquote correct or incorrect build. It's just sometimes in these types of games, certain classes just are better objectively than others. Sometimes it's just the way it is. And there's some really interesting builds. So, like, you can get and again, the more you invest into certain skills, the more upgrade chances you get. So it's like I'm kind of getting boxed in a little bit. I don't have that garlic shield, right? So, like, you can bounce it off of walls. It's definitely cool. I think that certain items might be better. Yeah, we'll invest more on just water. It fires these water clouds or ice clouds or something. Or it's a fantasy game, probably magic. It is what it is. As a Christian, we know this stuff is generally not good, but sometimes, in a fantasy world, it is what it is. Again, they have, like, different fire and ice. They have magic wands and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. It's just you can look at it just as fun entertainment. I don't really know. Sometimes I just look at it from game point of view, mechanic point of view. I mean, like, I'm normally like there's nothing I could do about it, honestly, one way or the other. But it also, I feel like, depends on whether or not they give me the option to do non-magic stuff, whether I'm more okay with it per se. So like, if say for example I was playing like, I don't know, Final Fantasy 14 or something. If they give me the ability to play as like, like a martial arts character or something, or you use like, physical combat skills, or they give you combinations of different stuff, and then there's also a magic class in it, like, I don't really have that much of a reason to complain, because I mean, it's like, magic is bad, but at least you have options. You have the right to not have to use that. But some of the stuff is kind of naughty. But you can make, but like, again, like, so there's a tons of different character combinations. So like, you can use these little whips, you can be using these flying holy Bibles, you can be using these, like, you got some kind of Santa water or something coming down. There's something, it can be really interesting. Like, and you got these little projectiles that bounce around. I think it depends on the kind of build you want to get. No, the starting character is not bad per se. I mean, shoot. So again, like, the more you start taking of certain classes, so there's also, again, I'll just show some of these here. I mean, this is not ideal, right? But like, you get these axes where you can kind of throw them, and then go through the whole map. And so again, certain classes probably are just better in certain areas. It's like, this one's a little more constricted. Oh, here's a chest, right? So, oh wow, holy crap, that was a lot of money. So this is a big pool of money. I guess I got 3 upgrades. Oh, this is a really rare chest. Get this. And diversifying is not bad necessarily either. Here, again, I don't really agree with magic. I feel like at the end of the day, I'll just show it to you right now. It's like, like scientific, right? But again, I feel like, what's that thing? I'm not a huge fan necessarily. I mean, I just don't really agree with something, and I prefer to try to avoid it. But again, like, you can fire these little magic spell off. And sometimes I just want to see how it works. I try not to mess around with stuff too much, but then I guess you can upgrade them. Those ones kind of homing attack damage, but they're all, like, all the abilities have special pros and cons. Like, the axes do quite a bit of damage, but they're also not very, some of the stuff is harder to control. Like, you can get some, what is it, like, you get some, like, lightning that can come down from the sky. It's really hard to control where stuff's gonna always go. So it depends, like, sometimes just chaos can just, base damage up by 20, but they can be slow to fire, very little control over it. So it can be a bit subjective. But it could be, the chaos could be very powerful, but you can't control it. So you might have to ask yourself just how valuable that is. Oh, there's like spinach. It just makes all your damage by 10%. So it means if you have like 7 abilities active, right, they all get the buff, which I think is pretty cool. This main character is not bad. Like, the little lance abilities are, like, it's just, it's like you can't control, you can't really, you don't have to think about it too much. Now, this might be a little bit of a janky character, but sometimes janky can be good. Like, you never really know. Right? You never sometimes fully know. Like, I would say always pick up the chest. For one thing, you're going to get to keep the money after you're done. Plus you get an upgrade, which is generally pretty nice. Now I think in order to unlock certain areas, you have to do certain quests and you have to do certain things in the game. So I play most games pretty casually. I'm kind of like a normie sometimes, but like again, like when I was talking about like how you can come back and recollect later on, so it's like it can be it can be beneficial, like to kind of, they might railroad you a certain direction, but eventually you can kind of just come back and get some good easy XP. Well, you might have to wait a little bit. The jack of all trades, it's like oh yeah. I remember why I'm starting in the game out now, right? I refunded the skill and I got the extra projectile. That's why I'm firing front and backwards. All right, okay. So that was obvious. I'm sure people knew that. Probably figured that out. Oh shoot, took too much. Took the double food. And eventually the enemies will get more tanky. But also, if you remember there's a food down there, you might come back for it later. Oh, that one froze them all. Pretty convenient. Yeah, this is kind of a jack of all trades. Just here we go. We're trying to come at you, but it's working good. So I don't know, right? I mean, I wouldn't knock it too much. Throwing these axes. I think my phone doesn't have great power right now, but it's fine. So yeah, still a lot of XP left over. Oh, also something you should be careful of is it can be really easy to accidentally click your. Sometimes you can be careful with your level up. Look at some more armor, I guess. It'd be nice to have the higher luck to get the extra option to try to take something I've already invested in, but because I mean I'm playing on the mobile. Honestly, this is again like it doesn't really have controls. It just has one control, so I think it's probably fine to be honest. Yeah, now I remember I have that food right, and I do have some passive. Shoot, should be the food down there. Yeah. Now I don't know exactly how big the maps actually are, but they seem like they're fairly big, so they're kind of connected temporarily. Again, like there's a lot of chaos with this character, but when you're fighting against hordes of enemies, chaos isn't always a bad thing necessarily. It's just, again, like you have zero control over it. It's like I got that blue holy fairy power or elves power, like Santa's sleigh or something. Yeah, that was a big enemy. I also have these axes. Yeah, I don't know, I've already taken the magic one. We'll just try it a little more. It's cool because they fires at enemies semi-randomly. But the nice thing about the Bibles is they push the enemies back. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and also the further you get, the more, you know, the more loot you'll start getting, the game will get progressively more and more difficult. Now, playing on the phone, they do give you a revive. You have to watch a stupid video, but I don't really like that personally, but also you can get a very fat pool of gold if you watch a video. I mean, that's subjective, I guess, at the end of the day. I don't know. If you want to watch a video, I mean, if it makes your life easier, I mean, I don't know if there's any reason not to do it. I generally just don't like that stuff, but again, like now you're getting hordes of enemies. But we also, again, like I think because I'm so diversified with my skills that it's helping me out actually quite a bit. Because like being specialized is wise usually, but there is some wisdom to being diversified, I would say too. I really like the Bibles pushes enemies away. You get like that. It's like I have so many abilities right now. They're not all necessarily great. And by the way, this is also just a very fun game. So that'll increase their speed. And you know, a lot of utility effects are good. Like getting, you know, the fact that your orbs, you can pick them up closer. I don't know, at this point, I'm not really sure Yeah, like the Tractachon. Now I get to pick up the stuff closer to me. There's some red stuff. Again, like now the enemies are starting to get some more tank. They're getting a little more tanky. But yeah, I'm not really sure what all of the best skill stuff really is. But again, I think if you can get so base area, it gets a further increase. They're a little bit faster. Oh, I got another level up. Oh shoot, I'm getting tons of these level ups suddenly. We'll get some armor. What level? Oh, there might be one. Okay, I don't think I actually knew that. So I'm at level 30. I think this is the farthest. This is actually the farthest I've ever gotten. Apparently, you get multiple skill leveled up. I mean, you're kind of seeing it here too. What's that chest? Man, I'm coming with. Oh wow. I'm glad you're seeing this while I'm recording. Apparently, I'm doing just like crack good. I don't know if this is a norm. Wow. 5 upgrades. Ho ho ho! We're on fire now. Okay. Must be God's favor, right? We'll put our faith in God and holiness. I don't know. And it gets extra projectile. And I'm not gonna say what build you should go with. I mean, this is a super jank build. I didn't actually think a jank build like this was gonna work good. Apparently, it's just really good to be jank in this game. I don't know. Or I'm just getting lucky. Because now I can spend all this gold, and I can get a bunch of passive upgrades. Like, if I die in this one, I'll probably just watch the ad. I'll try to pause it. Because now we can fight our way through a bunch of the harder enemies, which also gives us, you know, mountains. There's so much of these XP boosts. Passes through an extra enemy. So you get the passive damage to all the stuff. And the enemies also can start getting so much more tanky. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to find from here going out. Again, like the cool thing about this library is like these little rune things that can you know, it concentrates the enemies a little bit further, allowing you to base damage goes up. Wow, this is like basically like, I feel like I'm almost cracked or something. Okay, like the garlic build was good, but this is working really good. Oh yeah, I got the lancer blade. It's hard to even keep track, to be honest, with what's going on. These are like the tanky enemies. But again, the harder the enemies you can beat, the more XP. Like these little red XP, right? Just mountains of. Oh. As far as an extra projectile, oh wow. I got God's protection. Okay, I think that's a laurel bat. I don't know if you can kill it. Oh, yeah, come to Papa. Man, I'm getting tons of money now. Okay. No, I might be dying here soon, to be honest, because it's going to get super hard. But we'll just keep pushing forward. Pass through 2 extra enemies. I mean, at this point, I really can't even tell where I'm even technically at on the map. But I'm not really keeping track of what the quests I'm supposed to be on. Augments air. Oh, we'll get some more armor. Again, I'm gonna start getting hit at some point. I have some regeneration, so I mean, I'm passively healing. That's the nice thing about you can like at the start menu for your character, you can get like, you know, passive HP up healing. So if you are playing a strong build, even if you do get hit eventually, you can slowly start healing it back. Here, we'll get that. I mean, I don't know if I always agree with it, but I kind of look at it like props or whatever, right? So, oh, there's a big dude. Oh, another chest. I do got some food. You also can find special items in the game. I don't really know. Again, like, I'm not sure the exact statistics on all the things. Like one of them just lets you I think all the orbs in the map just stuck. You kind of stuck them all in it real quick. Or for like a certain. Oh shoot! So I accidentally clicked a button. Then again, I mean, you know, I don't know if it really matters that much. None of your skills in this game are necessarily quote unquote bad. Yeah, I got the hordes coming in and out. I have a hard time, honestly, even keeping track of what's going on right now. Hopefully my phone's not down. I'll reach level 40, that's why I got the extra upgrades. This is crazy. I don't know if this is like a tower defense technically, but it kind of resembles it. Again, like you get the armor, you get the laurel shields and stuff, and you can become a little more tanky. So even if they do get through, you get some regenerations. Oh yeah, now I hear some rain coming down a little bit. Yeah, again, like the Bible's pushing them away is very nice. Yeah, we'll get some support. I got so many abilities. I'll get the 10% to all the abilities. Wow, this is crazy. This build is so good. I didn't think being jack of all trades would actually pay off. Get your speed. Sure, we'll be faster. Oh, there's a Medusa. Like, you do gotta be careful. Like that thing. You do gotta be careful where you're walking around too, right? Yeah, we'll get the crown. We'll get more XP at this point. I don't know. I sort of committed myself to being kind of a jack of all trades at this point. I'm like a bard, right? They're getting kind of close. I really want to kill that Medusa. Hopefully my phone doesn't die on me. Which power's that? 35% should be fine. Yeah, we'll get that rune tracer higher. Yeah, I honestly, I can't even tell my basic attacks even going off, to be honest. Oh, I got the Medusa. So maybe the treasure chests are equal to the enemies. Oh, what is that? Okay, that's kind of naughty, right? Like, as a Christian, upgrading a Bible or something. But it's just a fantasy game, so we're not going to worry about it too much. We can worship God, like in holiness. Yeah, I'm taking some janky abilities, but they're probably going to start paying off. I get increased XP and I get more access to the XP. A new type of enemy. But I love feeling legendary, especially if you deserve it. I wonder if can you kill those laurel bats? I don't know. Oh my gosh, the Bible's pushing the enemies. Okay, some of this stuff again, like it's morally gray. That the fact there's kind of like a gray Bible or something. Oh, that freezes the enemies. Wow. Just walk right through them. Here, we'll pick up the orbs faster. I'm not even sure what just happened there. It must have been one of those special items. I didn't even see it come down, to be honest. This is so out of control. This is like I don't really necessarily want to make this video this long necessarily, but man. What is that thing on the bottom? 26 money? So is this map gonna be over? Oh, I'm making gold. I was making gold I must have been picking up an item that I didn't even realize. Wow. Again, I'm gonna be real with somebody. This is absolutely awesome. I'm so glad I went with this jack of all trades build. I have so many different variations of defense right now. What is that? Like some kind of money or... Also, you know, it's God's favor, right? Nah, I'm glad I'm doing really good when I'm showing it too. Yeah, we'll just get the more XP. I'm sure it'll be harder and harder at some point. Also, the gold and all the stuff will help you later on in the game too. I don't know what the next type of enemy is going to be. Sure, we'll get more XP. I don't know. Just suck all the orbs in and get tons of XP. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know what the other rooms are gonna be. Wow, this is just absolutely cracked. Okay, what is the quest I'm even supposed to? I don't even know how to check my quest. Oh, another boss. So I think the bosses drop a chest though. Let's try to kill him. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the bosses drop a chest. Then upgrade. Yeah, we'll get some more speed. Here, all effects last longer. We'll try that. I don't even know what that does, to be honest. We'll find out. I'm sure there are going to be some very tanky enemies. I don't know. Level 56. Wow. We'll get the whip increase further. I'm not sure if that's food or what that is. Yeah, but God's favor is good. Sure, we'll get more. We'll keep increasing the whip. We'll do some basic vanilla. So that Santa Waters, I don't even know what that is. Santa Water, what is it like? Is it Santa Claus? I mean, I wanted to make this. Oh shoot, that's a boss. Oh, but again, I love boss fights. And you get a chest if you get it. We're gonna just beat the heck out of that boss. Oh, and now, oh man, now it's starting to get harder. Okay, I got some. Oh. So much cold. What's this upgrade? Oh, I got an evolution. So now it explodes and retaliates. Sure, look at the pickup range higher. Wow. Also, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna make this my review or not. I might call this something different. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this. At some point I want to make this video. This video's got to come to an end, but... Oh. All effects last longer, sure. So that must mean that when they're going on, increases their effects keep going. Some kind of like a centipede or some kind of effect. Again, like the one thing that's probably saving my life, to be honest, more than anything, is those Bibles. You know, like the Word of God, right? He saved me. Because it keeps pushing them back. Because like if the enemies weren't getting pushed back, yeah, I mean you can do lots of damage to them, but that's gonna be really dangerous for you. The push effect is super nice. Especially since they got that evolved version. I mean, especially just look at it like a game mechanic. I have so many effects going on. It's hard to even... I really can't even keep track of what's going on, to be honest. Am I just running out of upgrades so level up stuff? Oh my gosh, this is I need to buy some more of those upgrades then with the amount of gold I got. I haven't even had to watch that ad yet. Okay. Am I just running? I think I'm just running out of stuff to invest in. I didn't even know I could do that. Also, let's keep our ego in check too, right? These are just, holiness, glory be to God. So yeah, I guess as you can see, this game is very addictive, and it's also just very fun. See if I can kill that bat. Oh yeah, so you kill the bat, you get the chest. Am I just gonna... So you can... Okay, now you just start... Now I'm just starting to get money, and I'm starting to get the food. So I guess once you level up to a certain point, you can't get any more of the... So you just start finding money. Wow. Which will help a lot if I want to start getting the max upgrades. Because at some point you can go through the quests, you can unlock all the maps, all the characters, try to beat all the bosses. And then when you get the special abilities, like especially the passive abilities, like getting the extra money for earning 10% more money. I mean, you realize that could actually start adding up. But I guess you only have so many upgrades too. I mean, this is kind of a crack build, I guess. I guess you just invest in everything. I guess that is probably the truth about this game. Although I disagree with stuff like sorcery. From a Christian point of view, just from a mechanics point of view, you might as well just take them eventually, because you're just gonna run out of options. Or I guess I guess you only have so many slots for abilities you can take. So I guess you have to think about which abilities you want. I think it shows up there 12. I think there's more than 12. So again, okay, I guess maybe it is wise to think about how many. Again, there's a lot of mechanics stuff. So maybe if you gotta pick the build you want or you like. I'm just starting. Wow, this is insane. I don't even know what to think. Just at this point, there's just hordes of these enemies coming in. Honestly, I could probably just stand here. It's only been 24 minutes, I think. Wow. Now the thing is, since I'm not really getting any more upgrades, will I be able to survive? How long? I might not be able to survive forever. Here's another boss. Bosses do not go down easy though. Yeah, now the enemies are starting to get upgraded. Oh, now I'm taking damage. I haven't taken damage, honestly. It felt like in like almost 15 minutes. Try to kill this hag, this witch hag. This is a damnable creature. Since I'm not getting more upgrades, now the enemies can slowly start to get through. But I suppose it is what it is. And this has eventually got to come to an end. I got her. Show me the money. Big money. Glory be to God. So yeah, I guess you're seeing the review of this game. It's definitely really cool. Now it can also be very difficult. Like the first floor can be. This game can be hard too. Show me the money. These Medusa snakes. There's another boss. Let's kill the boss so we can get another chest. Medusa's going back to hell. Alright, let's see here. And there's another fun tower defense game. It's called Tortoise something. Gosh, I'm making so much coin. I'm gonna do some upgrades. It was called War Tortoise 1 and 2. The first game might be borderline discontinued, to be honest with somebody, because it's an old game. But it's like a tower defense game, kind of like this a little bit. I mean, not quite like this, but it still is similarities at least. So like you fight on a back of a tortoise, and you can get certain allies, and you keep getting upgrades. Eventually, it gets kind of crazy. Man, the enemies are just pouring in. It's like the rain. So I'm not getting upgrades. Eventually, they're just gonna get me. But this is so nuts. I don't really know what the quest I'm supposed to even be doing here is. Yeah, they're gonna get in here soon. I'm gonna be dying here soon. Well, we're gonna try to go as far as we can get. Because in Holiness, if it's within God's will, His help, we're gonna win. It might be like there might be a certain endpoint too. Yeah, they can get through a little bit now. Because I can't get upgrades. Because I already have them all. The ones that they'll allow me to. Give me my chest. Yeah, they're starting to slowly hurt me now. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy though. I can't even tell what's going on half the time now. So much shenanigans. Maybe that boss doesn't even drop me anything at this point. It might not even technically be a boss, I don't know. I mean, I've seen her before. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Eventually this is gonna end, but we'll ride it out. I have to take some of these chickens, otherwise I'm gonna die from the health. I got 4,000 money. Just keep repelling them. But I am slightly taking damage every once in a while. Oh, now we got some upgraded enemies. Yeah, this is gonna be over eventually. But it was fun while it lasted. Let's try pushing back a little bit, get some more XP. Every level is 25 money. Or I'm now I'm gonna have to start picking up food, obviously, but I haven't found too many items. Yeah, I just can't. I'm gonna be dying here now. Actually, I just literally can't live. My health, they just have too much armor for how much damage I can deal. Yeah, unfortunately this is going to be the end. Even if I did that revive, it would still be dead. Yeah, it was fun while it lasted though. We'll try to get some more bank. I want to try to get to 100 if possible. I should have got the food. Oh, what the frick? Oh my god. Okay, so is a level 100 the ending? Oh. Did I beat that? Did I beat this area? Alright, I'll watch the video for some gold. So, oh yeah, a rosary. Again, there are a lot of Christian themes in here. Oh that was really cool. Oh, so I guess you just push further, then eventually you get unlocks. All right, God is good though. Okay. 3,000 lion heads. Defeat the hag. Yeah, I don't know if I actually beat her or not. Unlocks a cross. Again, there are a lot of Christian themes. I know, like in Dark Souls, it uses Christian themes. Now, obviously, magic's kind of a naughty word, but in fantasy, a lot of times magic it is what they use for like God's power, even though it's a little bit borderline blasphemous. 10 of these achievements. Hyper mode. Okay, so I went up to 7,200 gold. So I'm at 8,400. Revival costs 10,000. Let's buy that revival and let's buy this one. Okay. I got the two fatties. The curse. Again, I know you can get special upgrades and stuff with that. So this should help a lot. Like I don't even know what I should invest in. I mean, I'll probably pick them all up eventually. Here. Let's just take a look at some of the stuff. Because now I get special unlocks. Yeah. Let's see here. There's also a DLCs you can pick up. Earn 5,000 golds in a single run. Didn't I earn 5,000 money? I wanted that Bible. So you can get more projectiles. So there's a whole bunch of different characters. I have not had a chance to use them yet. Let's just see. So I have stage 3 unlocked. There's also so again, I like the fact that the difficulty in this game gives you more loot. It gives you bigger luck, but also gives you more gold. But the enemies are tougher. So I have not discovered some of these places, but I have found stage 3 and I have found this bonus stage. So for $2 or for $2.50, you can unlock some. Oh shoot! I'm gonna click that. But I'm sure the DLCs are cool stuff. It might be new map unlocks. Credits. They have a pretty big team for this game. Again, this is definitely, in my opinion, a cool game. So I would recommend, if you like this kind of game, go check it out. I don't know exactly how much money this costs. I had a little free play pass. I think it's probably somewhere between like $5 to $15. It's a pretty good investment. I kind of almost beat the game in one day, but if you don't really know what you're doing, granted, I'm an expert at this kind of, I play all these types. I play all types of these types. I play all kinds of these types of games. But there is tons of stuff to do in it. So if you like roguelikes and you like all that kind of stuff, this game is a lot of fun. So in the comments section below, let me know what your thoughts are on the game. And do you like the fact that there's Christian imagery in this, even though it's kind of borderline heresy? And what are you willing to accept or not accept? And what kind of builds do you use if you play a game like this? And how much do you enjoy this kind of game? Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. God is good.